Welcome back to Love Arsenal. Tonight we are going to do what we usually do every Sunday evening. Sit with a couple of panelists and just cook over the game week review. Game week 23 was quite interesting, especially from an Arsenal perspective. We're going to touch on that. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce a panelist that we already know, one of the OGs of the channel. Tino Looking, how you doing, bro?
Well, I've been better. Good to be here again. I mean, my stream is going to be very poor, like the Arsenal performance. I'm using a different computer than I usually do, so I hope I'm audible and visible at the same time.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Yes, your stream, your webcam is sitting like an Arsenal performance, but we'll see how we can make do with it. Welcome back to the stream. So as always, we'll go through the review and we have our agenda which we'll look at. We'll look at the Arsenal match review and of course look at our title rivals, see how they fared in their own games. We'll look at other key results in the Premier League this weekend. Take a quick look at what our panelists will see or their own surprise of the week. Take a quick overview of the injuries that took place in the game week and how it will affect the teams that they or the players that they featured for them. Have a look at the Premier League table and of course our predictions for game week 24. So without further ado, I guess it's time to address the elephant in the room. The elephant that was supposed to be on top of a tree, but it seems like his grip from the tree wants to fall off. And that's the Arsenal match review. So we're stunned at home by the old enemy. Prior to kickoff, what was the expectation of this game and how pumped were you for the clash?
So, prior to, because I look at Arsenal games in blocks. So this block of the Liverpool, Nottingham, the Inter Milan game and Manchester United, I saw as a block where I would have expected. I was of the opinion that Arsenal should throw the Champions League game. Okay, just field a rotated side, which was, to be fair, that was what we did. But for me, it was all about arriving today with a win, like coming out of this particular game with a win. Because United is sort of resurgent. There's a new manager. They are feeling themselves. They've this the kind of feel good emotions have not been there in a long time. It's not been there in a long time, and from the game against Manchester City, you could tell that genuinely the team was up for it on the day, and that they were going to come to the Emirates to play. Okay, but I didn't see. I didn't see a loss. I figured in some of my calculations I had a draw in this match because whatever it is Manchester United, and they've had a very torrid experience at the Emirates Stadium. We've sort of won, I think, 6 straight matches there. But it's never been an easy match. Like, even when we've outplayed them and we win, it's when we play Manchester United, it has never been easy. The result, the performance by Ebuka is on the stream.
He's feeling himself. He's understanding. Go ahead, bro. Cook.
So yeah, disappointing day, and a lot of issues came. The team came to roost today, and United scored a lot of golazos. Those are not the kind of goals I see Arsenal concede, but hey, it's what it is. This one requires a bit of rewatch. Maybe when in my spare time, I'll rewatch and see if there's more to learn from the game without the pressure of the in-game watch. So that's it.
Okay, but prior to the game, Ebuka, welcome to the stream as always. I can see that this is the.
Ebuka, you are muted.
Ebuka, we can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay. Crazy man. GTMU. Okay, so Ebuka, before I come to you to roast us, I want to ask Tino one more question. Gabriel Jesus had a very good game against Inter Milan, and the school of thought was that he deserved to start ahead of Gyökeres in this game. What's your take on his performance, and do you think Gyökeres should resume his place as a certain striker going forward?
Yes. I didn't think the Arsenal team played poorly, especially in the first half. Okay, they started the match off, with the intent that I expected from the team to win. But there is a problem with our strikers. Jesus, Gyökeres. I mean, the only person I can vouch for in a way is Havertz, but he hasn't even played this season.
Yeah.
They appear to be, they contribute to a lot of good build-up, a lot of good things, but the key thing is to put the ball in the back of the net, and they've not done it. I think there's a stat I saw earlier. The goals from the Arsenal forwards. It's not. I mean, it's not the Forgenes standards that is required to win the title. So something needs to change. If you're not going to get goals from the strikers, then Bukayo Saka and Trossard and the other attacking midfielders need to, be more on the score sheet. There's a goal scoring problem from the forwards in this team, and it needs to be something that they need to take seriously, and find a solution. Because games like this, where you have a period of extreme dominance, you should come out from that period with a goal or 2 goals up. You can't dominate a team in that manner, and you go into the halftime level. It's a recurring theme with this team, and it's something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, fair enough. So Frank Dide is saying that you need to remove your glasses so they can see your eyeballs. I'm guessing he's trying to find tears. All right, Ebuka, welcome to the stream. Obviously, this was a very good night for you. You want to just talk us through how you're feeling right now?
Well,
pumped, man, pumped.
I've changed my name.
There's no sleeping.
Red RD, BS no more. I don't even know who them waste men are. So
where's Rory? Where's Rory hiding behind? Like Rory, man, like what's happening, bro? Like, is there a blizzard at the Emirates? Like, there's no blizzard at the Emirates. Like, you dress like an Eskimo, mate. Like, it's in your face, right? Like right now, it's really like the outfit looks like shame, and you're just wearing it like shame. Like, take off the shame, bro. Rory,
Well, listen. Firstly, right, we're not going to go through with this Rory BS no more, or whatever. Because listen, I don't even know who them waste men are. So I've decided to change my name to Andy, innit? Just because Rory's just too obvious. So I can't be asked, really. I've got 2 mates in a group chat already, so like I'm.
It's Andy. Okay, sorry.
I'm not going to show my face on social media unless we win a trophy. So
to start
sorry,
with, right,
bro.
It's incredible how Amorim lasted in the job for 14 months. Like, I still do not understand how it works. After that Europa League final, Amorim should have been thrown out of Old Trafford, not just fired.
I mean,
he should have been thrown out of Old Trafford. Sorry, Andy?
Andy, I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is this, right? You have a manager who Carrick came in, first 2 games, United, Arsenal, and people are like, okay, you know what? If we get 1 point out of 6, like it's very good, because we weren't expecting to win any of those games, right? And literally before now, take a look at what Amorim did. Amorim lost to 10-man Everton. Amorim drew West Ham. Like, if you look at the bottom, I think 6 sides in the Premier League table currently, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. No, I think from 14. Okay, just hold on. Let me just get this out. If you look at the sides from 13th, right? Before this match day, from 13th to 18th. You understand? Or to 20th, that's to the bottom of the table. Amorim could not get results against these guys. Wolves drew at Old Trafford. West Ham drew at Old Trafford. Forest drew away from home. Leeds, he drew Leeds away from home. Spurs, he drew Spurs away from home. Bournemouth, he drew Bournemouth at Old Trafford. Now, if the games at Old Trafford, and I'm not talking about the away games, the games at Old Trafford, Everton, 10 men Everton, 3 points. Just imagine this. 10 men Everton, if he had 3 points, if he had extra 2 points against West Ham, extra 2 points against Bournemouth, extra 2 points against Wolves, right? That would be 9 points. 9 plus 38, United would be at 47 points. Literally.
Okay, challenging for the title as well?
No, I'm not saying for the title, but we should have gotten top 4 done and dusted. Now, the reason why we are here right now is because we kept the bastard. And the bastard was giving excuses all season. I heard what the feelers, after the match today, right? I heard what Maguire said, Maguire and Cunha. And they said that the thing about Carrick was that he came in. And when he came in, what happened was he was able to let them express themselves freely, right? He was able to come in and make them understand what it means to wear the shirt at Manchester United and how it feels to win. How it feels to win wearing the shirt. That's what Matheus Cunha said. And that as in he can actually understand what the gaffer Carrick meant by winning in a United shirt. That it's a very good feeling. Previously, you had an idiot who would say, we're going to suffer. How do you think, how will that put some inspiration, some courage into the players? We're going to suffer. You have players that will go to AFCON. It's not going to be an easy period. We'll suffer through that period. Like, you have such a stupid... In fact, I don't know, man. I can just see the reason why West Ham never hired him. I can just see the reason why.
Yeah, and we even have Farouk on the chat. Welcome, bro. As always, he said Amorim should be in prison.
Bro, Amorim should be jailed. Should be arrested, led out in handcuffs to the world. Then trial. Like you should go to a trial, jailed, and not just jailed. The Russian gulag. Amorim should be in a Russian gulag.
Oh my days, man. Farouk was like, okay, you told them we're going to win. Yeah, I agree. And you said that, okay, I want to talk about this, Ibuka. He said, Lisandro said that Carrick trains more with the ball.
Yes!
That Portuguese terrorists just yes. They run around aimlessly in training.
Farouk, that's true. What Farouk is saying is true. He said that the sessions are more intense but shorter. But Amorim was just about running. Like the bastard should go and train Noah Lyles. He should go to Noah Lyles like manager. Since he was athletes, he should go to athletics and have something to do with them. Fucking bastard.
Like right now, Farouk is just cooking on the chat, man. Like they need to shame Amorim the way they shamed Cersei in Game of Thrones.
No, you need to understand the fact that we have to wait 40 games to get back-to-back wins under Amorim. 40! And even one of the wins was a red card against Chelsea.
Okay.
Chelsea. One of the wins was a red card.
Fair enough. So there's a comment here from Ike Chuku. He said you need to move on, Ibuka. Leave Amorim and enjoy your new era.
I can't leave Amorim. I've supported United since 2000. For the first time in my life, Amorim made me pathetic. Like, I didn't want to see a United game. I just did not. So I leave him. The PTS is too much. And I hope he will never sees a job in his career again.
Okay. So Andy, let's talk to you here on this one. Okay, Chukute for your comments. Of course, Okeoga and a good member of the chat is here. He said Amorim was just a prophet. Take it easy. When he was hired, his records were stellar.
His records were stellar in what league? His records were stellar in Portuguese league, which is equivalent to Belgian league.
Yeah. I agree. So let me hear Andy's thoughts on this. Andy, prior to Man United signing Amorim, they had Eric Ten Hag, and they were taking up the place with Ten Hag as well. When you saw Amorim was coming into the club, did you have any thoughts on how he was going to improve Man United? Or do you think they were just terrible enough to continue in that same stead?
Well, you can tell right after Michael Carrick coming in, like it's a trend, right, with managers, especially interims. Like I don't know what it is, but Man United do have, aside from Amorim, right, like they do tend to have these like typical manager bounces, like they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they give him obviously the job himself.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm broke. I can barely speak in this thing because it's so flipping hot. So I might have to warm myself a little bit.
Rory's back. Oh, okay, see Andy.
Well, no, not really. Yeah, but basically my head's just gone. But in terms of like
Yeah.
Man United managers, they have a trend of having that manager bounce. Well, Amram didn't really have it, but every Man United manager but him, it seems like they do have that typical manager bounce. And Michael Carrick obviously had it in the past. And I think obviously that is a massive like confidence booster, beating obviously Man City and then us at the Emirates, of course. So yeah, that's all I have to say really. I think
Okay. Yeah, okay, fair
Michael
enough.
Carrick should probably
Fair enough. So one more thing, Ebuka. Farouk was like, Amorim was telling us to suffer, and a lot of fans were defending him. So, what was your take on those Man United fans who were defending Amorim? And what's your message for them right now?
See, no. See, there's a friend of mine on Twitter, right? He's a core Amorim diehard, like, and I asked him a question. Like, there were simple things. Like I said, I supported Amorim when he came in, but the moment my support went through the window for Amorim was the game against Lyon. When Lyon had 10 men and were able to score 2 goals.
In extra time. Yeah, I remember that game.
We wanted to rally and then win the game. That's the moment I looked and I was like, man, this guy don't know what he's doing. Because any other manager, red cards, bro, you are getting stoned. Like, you will get stoned to death. You're going to drink goals. But like everybody was celebrating the win. I was done with Amorim. Now, one thing about people is, people still follow what Fergie said in 2013 when he said, stand by your manager, support your manager, irrespective of anything that happens, support that manager. So, with every manager that comes and goes, they just feel, okay, we should just go with the man. See, I tell them, supporting the manager, supporting the club. It doesn't mean that you have to be as in stone-headed, especially when you're not seeing results and say you want to back a manager. You don't back a manager. See, I'm of the opinion, very, very strong opinion, that when you are getting a manager or a head coach, whatever that manager does with the players available at his disposal is an indicator of what the manager will do when he's giving players. I am never of the opinion where people would say, buy players for a manager, when the manager has not been able to show what he can do with the existing players. Look at Carrick, for example. Now Carrick has come in. There's no player that has been bought for Carrick, but he's already delivering. Those are the kind of people that you say, okay, buy a manager for him. But then what do I see now? I am seeing some United fans saying, no, Carrick is only an interim. Yeah, I understand he's an interim. He should be there till the end of the month, till the end of the season. And after that, he should be leaving. We should get somebody like Thomas Tuchel. We should get somebody like Ancelotti and the rest. Fuck that shit. I'm telling you, fuck that shit. Carrick should be there to bring in stability. He did the same thing at Middlesbrough. When Carrick arrived at Middlesbrough were 22nd in the championship, in relegation zone, right? What did he do? He took them from relegation zone to the playoffs that season. They finished, I think, 6th. They finished 7th outside playoffs. Yes. The following season, he took them into the playoffs, and that season before, I think they sold one of their highest scoring players. The following season, when Chubakpom was brilliant. Chubakpom scored, I think, well, you guys know Chubakpom. I mean,
of course, now our former boy.
So Chubakpom scored 28 league goals, fired them into the playoffs. The following season, they sold Chubakpom. They brought in this guy, Emmanuel Latelat, right? Emmanuel Latelat scored 18 league goals, right? So every season, his best players are always going out, and
but it's the championship now. You should expect that those teams don't have enough money.
The fact that you're selling your best players and you are still trying to compete.
Do well.
That
makes sense. That makes sense.
A place where right now they are in the automatic playoff places. They are second.
And because the work Carrick did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But that is what a manager needs to do, and that's what I believe. Carrick should be here in United. And what he should be delivering, top 5 football. If he can get that, we're not looking for titles. Just try to deliver top 5 football, top 5 league finish every season. Then after Carrick, you can then get that manager who, okay, you know what, now it is winning the title.
Yeah,
winning the title. And I'm sorry to say, right, for us now, I know, yes, Mikel Arteta has been there for a while. But if Mikel Arteta doesn't win the Premier League trophy this season or the UCL, probably Arsenal would need to go get somebody who has been there and done that. I'm telling you, it's just because some managers are stabilizers. They are stabilizers. They are not trophy-winning machines. They are managers who are trophy-winning machines. So that's just it. But honestly, expect to the Emirates again in the black kit.
Yeah. Fair enough. So Tinoluke, I'm really loving Andy's costumes today, man. Another game, our captain draws blanks, and he was shunted off for, I think it was Merino, and of course Eze also came on. Is it high time for him to just get some time on the bench? Because in all honesty, his form has been poor for the best part of a couple of months. And even though he has shown some promise in some games, it's just looking like most times he's out of his depth, and he has been being yanked off 58 minutes, 60 minutes. And it happened again today where we're chasing again. So what's your take on Odegaard and what we should do going forward before we hear from Andy?
I don't think today is a day to pick on individuals. So let me this game started with Arsenal firing on all cylinders. Went a goal ahead. And so and just stopped playing. Let United back into it, instead making silly mistakes. I mean, I can call out Hincapi today. I can call out Saliba. There are so many players that didn't perform to the standard after Arsenal went ahead. It was the same team that was playing when they went ahead. So the easy route to take is to find the captain or to find Saka. But the manager needs to, I think the manager needs to face some heat after a performance like this. Because he picked the team, he got them in on the pitch. And when they were not performing, he made the calls. And there was no change. Okay. So I think I think the way we play needs to, then we are too much in the cautious
approach.
Play too cautious at times in these big games. I think with the talent that the club has, the manager can afford to be a more of a risk taker. It's in his blood to be cautious and try to win the percentages on everything. They create chances, but I don't think Arsenal generate today. I don't think we generated high value chances enough to win the match. Hey, look, we had a lot of position. So I think when I can do a lot of snapshots, there are times you need to, play in the ball, play it in early, risk losing it. It doesn't matter. Let's face the counter attack and you have the best. You have Declan Rice, you have Saliba, you have Gabriel. These guys can can run with the ball. They can run to chase the counter. Because I believe if you unleash the power of the team, in moments where you are ahead, they are going to score a lot of goals. This team has a lot of goals in it, and we need to unleash the power in the team and not hold them back by trying to be a bit, watch your rest defense. We always try to be in good shape before we attack. That doesn't work. When you are trying to win the title, you need to take risks, and I don't think we are taking enough risks. And I blame the manager for that, not really the players.
Okay, fair enough. So we have Newton on the chat. Welcome. He says, "Good evening, Tino and Buemo." So good evening, bro. Andy, I'm really loving your Hollow Man impression right now. Okay, Organ said, taking off Odegaard early was a bit knee-jerk. Do you share the same opinion, Andy?
Well, I look at it as the fact the guy shouldn't have started in the first place. I mean, what's the point starting him when all you're going to do is hook him off after 60 minutes, was it? Or to be precise, 57?
Yeah, 58 or thereabouts.
It's mental. Like, we're losing the game at this point and he gets hooked. 57 minutes. Last week at Forest, what was it? I think it was
last week
earlier
at
than that.
Forest was, hold on, let me quickly check. 57. Almost the same time.
7, so roughly the same minute.
Yeah.
I've got to a point where I might have to do Odegaard hooked bingo. Which I'm saying 65. He may survive a little bit longer. I can't be arsed with him no more. Oh, but he got the assist for the first goal. Technically, anyway. And a shot that I'm pretty sure he was intending to shoot, by the way, just across goal, and it just so happens that one of their centre-backs in Martinez just decided to kick it into his own net.
Yeah,
nothing for the rest of the game. But he's still going to start him. And that's the problem. Every single time he starts in a big game, as far as I'm concerned so far this season, he doesn't propose any threat. He is not the same player as he was 2 seasons ago, and we just need to accept reality. I don't want to hear no one say, oh, well, he's important for this. We missed him due to injury. Did you see the run of form when he was injured and when we had Eze in the 10?
Yeah.
How many games we went unbeaten, etc. And how, like, fluid we looked, especially on, was it Tuesday against Inter Milan? Then you fast forward to this weekend against Man United. You know, we've got a fully fit team. We have a fully fit squad.
For the first time in ages, man.
You can't manage it properly. You can't manage a thin squad, nor can he manage a squad that is stacked full of players with the likes of Eze and Odegaard for rotation, Madueke and Saka for rotation, the rotation of Marino and Gyökeres up front, who scored, of course, 100 goals last season. Trossard and Martinelli. This is and you're telling me, right? We've had to watch Ethan Moneri match Odegaard's goal tally, by the way, in the space of 13 minutes. Odegaard has scored 1 goal so far this season. It's taken Moneri 13 minutes.
Ugh, man.
We have to watch him. I might just support Marseille. I might go on loan to Marseille for the rest of the season. Because Moneri didn't deserve that. Right? You're watching Odegaard stink up the place week in, week out, getting hooked on the 57th minute, but then you see Moneri, who apparently isn't good enough to get into this team, he's out on loan. Imagine my shot. Reminds me of the time where we loaned out Saliba to Marseille, and we were playing the likes of Chambers, Kolasinac, and fucking Holding in front of him, Pablo Mari, another one. All these defenders ahead of Saliba at the time. And it feels like the same's happening at the moment. It won't surprise me if when Fabio Vieira comes back from his loan, he gets a game over him. It's mad.
I agree.
Right?
Fair
He's
enough.
not going to win the league by favouritism. That's not how you do it. He picks players based on merit. And I don't care what anyone says. That's what he does week in, week out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's to bring on Madueke because we bought him for 52 million. But what is he really going to offer apart from a couple of step-overs? This guy hasn't scored in the Premier League in over a flipping year. And you expect him to come on and change the game when he runs like he's an 18-year-old. You've got, Martinelli was on the bench. Why? Why was Martinelli on the bench? Gyökeres came on. Nothing. Right? Couldn't get him into the game as we typically do every single flipping week. Ben White came on at right back, pointless substitution because all he did was take throw-ins. That's all he did. You might as well be playing cricket, bro.
Yeah, and there's even a time when Madueke tried to put him on, even when I think Saka was, his distribution was not really good. In that right back.
Everyone, there was no man of the match today. It was shit from the off. We dominated the game, and then every single time we did this 2 seasons ago as well, and we still haven't learned. Complacency always kicks in. United didn't do anything before we eventually scored, did they?
Yeah, true.
And then, Mendy, that's his first assist all season. It's a fucking in Burmo. So, that's what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. These players, right? I look at this group and I can only pluck out 2 leaders in this team. Declan Rice and Gabriel.
Yeah.
The rest are fucking weak as piss, man.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so let's go to check up our other title rivals. And Ibuka, we'll start with you. You guys actually cooked Man City last week. And obviously, they've come back to winning wins against a team you would have expected them to win. So let's talk the lineup. What was your thought on Erling Haaland chopping bench?
Of course, he was. Pep mentioned it that he was exhausted. I mean, Haaland has scored 1 goal in his last, I think, is it 6 or 7 games?
8 games, actually.
Yeah, 8 goals. 1 goal in 8 games. That's more. So he's exhausted. He needed, I think he needed some rest. It was stupid of Pep to play him against Exeter for 45 minutes in the FA Cup, right? I don't think that was needed. Also, against Newcastle in the League Cup, I don't think that was needed. You understand? So I think Alan's been due, he's been due a rest, and he got the rest. Mamouche came back in, and people kind of like forget Mamouche is like a very, very good center forward, like very, very good. And he came in, got the goods. Semenyo, first half, 2 goals. I mean, that was just it. But I mean, towards the ending of that game, like Wolves really ran City ragged, right? And it's just unfortunate that, for Wolves, it's just too late to mount, the relegation fight, because I mean they've already been doomed. But yeah, they put on like a really, really good challenge in, and yeah, unfortunately they weren't able to get the goal or the goals they needed. City ran out 2-0 winners, and Semenyo, man, like that goal, the first touch that he took,
Awesome.
he just control it and put it in for that to line up the shot. Great. So City are back. It's 4 points now away from Arsenal, right? And that game at the Etihad, I don't know when it is, but it's probably
sometime in April.
Yeah, it's probably looking like a title decider at this point.
Yeah. So Andy, when Semenyo's release clause was out there in the open for £65 million, and a couple of teams were going in for him, would it have made sense for us to go for him? Bear in mind that there was still probably a need for a winger, and now that he's in City, where do you think his ceiling would be going forward in this campaign?
Well, I'll say this now. I would have preferred Semenyo to come on tonight instead of fucking Madueke, that's for sure. But, yeah, listen, I don't think we necessarily needed Semenyo. I still stand by that. I think we do need players in the midfield, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, like I've always thought Semenyo is a baller. He's a fantastic winger. He's had a great start to the life at Man City, and he's had a great season overall. But again, I think we've got more options in an attacking standpoint, which unfortunately this manager can't get the best out of, than we do in midfield. And that's it really. Like, we're having to bring on Marino in midfield pretty much to get us a goal, which, I understand because, like, he's a striker at the end of the day. It feels like he's better as the false 9. But, I think midfield, when I look at the options, the fact he doesn't trust Norgard, doesn't trust Marino midfield either, I think, I still stand by that the midfield is still the priority for Arsenal right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Arteta just needs to find a way to get the best out of these attacking players, because they're good players, but Arteta's not sprinkling no stardust on any of them.
Yeah.
It's fair to say this season.
Fair enough. So, Ebuka, prior to their turning from Wolves had lost 13 games on the bounce. But before they played Man City, they had one draw against Man United, a win against West Ham, a draw against Everton, a win against Shrewsbury Town, a draw against Newcastle. That showed like some very, very good form change in their side. Obviously, with the way they are looking now, when they go back down, do you think they have what it takes to come back immediately? Or do you think they're going to lose some of their key players and have to now rot in the championship for a while?
And the championship is a different beast these days. I tell people, you might not believe it, but for me, I think the championship is the 6th toughest league in the world right now, outside the Big Five. The championship is stronger than the Portuguese league. It's stronger than Belgian league. It's stronger than the Turkish league. The championship is right up there, I'm telling you, as one of the top, if not, it should be the top 7, if not the top 6. So, I mean, we've seen clubs go down into the championship and then like find it very, very difficult to get back up. And one thing about the championship is these parachute payments, right, from teams that get relegated to the Premier League seem to make them go and get top players in all of Europe's, as in top 5 leagues, especially with clubs who are in the bottom half of all these Europe's top 5 leagues. You see them move into the championship. You understand? So if Wolves go down there into the championship, I would say, in terms of coming back up, would be dependent on, I would say, the owner. It's going to be about the owner. Would the owner be willing to spend, you understand, on quality players who will bring them back? Because we've seen Wolves every single time they sell players and they don't buy that quality to replace them. You understand? So it's basically, the owner has just been making profit. And yeah, I mean, right now it's, the time has come as in when the rent comes due, right? So it's more about, will they be able to get quality players when they go back down? If they can, it's possible, because I mean, Rob Edwards is a manager who's like very, very good when it comes to the championship. He's done it with Luton. He did it with Middlesbrough before he went to Wolves. And yeah, it's a good thing Wolves right now are looking as in into next season on how they intend to bounce back into the Premier League. But it's going to depend on the quality of players they bring in the summer transfer window.
Okay, so Andy is about to leave us. Just give me your final thoughts on the entire game week before you just go, bro.
What, just in general? Or just the City game?
No, in general. Since you're leaving.
Yeah, so obviously today, I'm pretty sure every single away team won, didn't they, if I'm not mistaken? So, yeah, to be honest, I had a bad feeling about the game in general, going into this one. I would say, Chelsea, I didn't really watch the Chelsea game because Newcastle and Villa were on, so I decided to watch that instead. Villa, of course, they got over the line with a solid 2-0 win, and we basically invited them back into the title race, so great job. I can't even remember what happened on Saturday. Oh, of course, Bournemouth beat Liverpool, so yeah, that was that was an intriguing game. It was nice to see Liverpool concede in the last minute, and then of course we have to do the same the weekend, unfortunately. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on, by the way, UT. Yeah, I might see you tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. But I really love the costume. The only thing I was missing was your Scream costume. You should have gone like Ghostface Killer on us, bro. Hi, man. Thanks for becoming true. I'll see you tomorrow in your own stream, bro. Have a good one.
All right. Safe, bro.
Yeah, so Ebuka, let's continue on this game. There's a comment from Ikechukwu Ikechi. Ikechi, thanks for being on the chat today. He says he doesn't want to say the gaffer got it wrong. There's some defensive complacency. Zubi and Saliba were not up for it. He feel only Saka should have been hooked up, but he wasn't up for it as well. Now, that's Zubi and Saliba thingy. What the hell was that about? Like, Saliba played a very poor pass to Zubi, no doubt. But I felt that he could have given a simple, better pass to Ryan so he could clear it out.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just one of those silly mistakes, right? As in, we've seen it happen. It just happens. You can't really blame, but you can't really blame anyone. You understand? The only thing I'll say was that Mbumo was at the right place at the right time. That was it. And
they probably should have scanned better. They probably should have scanned better, right? But those passes are passes we usually see that okay, it comes to the player from as in either the DM, he sends it to the LCB, the left center back or the right center back. It's a normal thing, but yeah, kudos to Mbumo for like standing into that position and as he made that way that okay, you know what, this ball could actually come back, and he was in the right place at the right time to capitalize on that error. You understand? But generally, as in looking at his comments, I think we should probably look at what Patrick Vieira said earlier today, and he said that he felt there was no risk, that there were too many passes going backwards. You understand that as in Arsenal weren't brave, they weren't willing to go for it, and you have to say it's kind of like true because there's sometimes when you play games, right, and it's all you just throw caution to the wind. How many times have we actually seen that from Mikel Arteta? Like, as in not so many times. Take a look at what Carrick did in that game. Dogu went off. If it was probably any other manager, they would have gone conservative, right? But he took Dogu off and he brought in Cunha. You understand? He took Dogu off, brought in Cunha, an attacking player. And that substitution basically was what, as he made United win that match, because Cunha got the winning goal. And I think who else did he take off? And he brought on
Mbeumo for Sheshko.
So it was still about, yes, we are defending, but we need to attack. I've seen times this season where you need goals. Arsenal probably as in needs goals. There are times where you throw caution to the wind and you put 4 attacking players on the pitch. You put 5, and then you just play in as in like let's say a 3-2-5 when you want to go out for it. Forest last week was something they could have done. I mean, you could at the point have Jesus, Gyökeres, Saka, Madueke, Trossard, Martinelli, all on the pitch. Do you understand?
They're basically going for broke,
Go for broke. I mean, you need a goal. Just get as many attacking players as you can on the pitch. But we've not seen Arsenal do it. I've never seen Arsenal as in probably looking for a goal and they're going for broke. You have like 5 solid attacking players on the pitch. You have your 2 strikers, you have Saka, you have Madueke, and you have as one of Trossard or Martinelli. I haven't seen it happen. So he's very, very like risk averse. You get? He
has that cautious approach, and it's really
that cautious approach, and that cautious approach could be like the difference between Arsenal winning the league title or not. That cautious approach could just be it.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's go to the next game. I think Tino just stepped out. He will join us very soon. Aston Villa, Newcastle. So this was a game that I expected Villa not to win because Newcastle at St. James Park, they always have this aura in quotes about them. But yes, their captain Bruno G was out injured and it was going to be a challenge for him because I think it was in the Champions League that he hurt his ankle. But this was one game I did not expect to see Villa actually play well and win. So what's your take on this win for Villa and how does this affect the title race?
I think for Villa, right, I never, ever expected them to get a result in this game, especially as in from the fact that they flew to Turkey to play the European League and then flew from Turkey straight to Newcastle. So they didn't have that rest. So I was thinking, okay, you know what, Newcastle should have this easy. But then, kudos to Villa, Emily, and look, Buendia again, Buendia. There's something just, I don't understand about Buendia because he comes up with the goods. You get to start him.
He's like their closer, very clutch player actually.
He's clutch, but then when they start him in games, he doesn't like come up with the goods again. So they have to bench him again for kind of like his brain to reset, and then he comes back. So he's inconsistent, but yes, when it comes to those clutch matches, he delivers. But he needs, once he's able to like get that consistency out of the way, I think he's going to be a top player. I mean, Buendia was one of the players I was talking about right from when he was at Norwich. Right? I was like, Emi Buendia, United should go get Buendia because there's a talent in there, but then it's not just about the talent, it's consistency. That's what matters in football. If you can give your 7/10 rather than you give a 9/10, 5/10, 6/10, 9/10, no. Just give those 7/10s, and if you can do that, I mean, it's very, very good. For Newcastle, I would say Eddie Howe is getting it wrong.
In what sense?
In the sense that Wissa came back to the team and he's been starting Wissa over Votemad. Votemad is somebody who can hold up play, who knows how to link the midfield with the attack. He's very, very good at it. And I've seen him start Wissa. Yes, Wissa can get you the occasional goals, and yeah, he's a very streaky player. But Votemad, I would say, brings more into the team. It's just the same way I would say for United. Cunha is that special player. He's that maverick. You can bring that maverick thing into the game. But in terms of building that team, Dogu is better. You understand? As in, because of that extra thing that he brings to that team. So Votemad, Newcastle, I don't know, they have to look for a way to get him starting games. If it's something he can't do, then probably look at going a 4-4-2, right? Sacrificing one midfielder as in putting, because I'm sure Votemad could do a lot if probably he's paired alongside Visa in attack.
Yeah, but when you think of the fact that Tonali, Bunoji, and Joelinton are very, very critical to how they play, do you think? So it will be very difficult to just let one of them go to allow either Visa.
I know, but the thing is, like, as in, you can actually have Joelinton, because Joelinton is a man of many traits. You can actually put him as in a right midfielder. You understand? Not a winger, but a right midfielder. You understand? So same thing akin to what United is doing right now with Carrick. Dogu is a left back, but we understand what he brings into play. So he plays him as a left midfielder.
Yeah.
You understand? As a LM, but far wide LM. But Ahmad is the one who's always like going back and forth like the normal winger. But Dogu is there to, you understand? So there are tricks you could bring into games. And if Newcastle can get Votemad in, I mean, it's I should see them fire. As lastly, Bruno Guimaraes was greatly missed. Like he was really
he
missed.
was. So the question now is, do you think they can make Europe?
They need to,
because the slots are limited actually. Right?
The slots are limited. How many points are they away from that as in the top 5?
Okay, so they are 4 points behind.
Oh Chelsea, my God, that is oh my 11th could make Europe.
Yeah,
Premier League has been crazy this season.
Yeah. It's like the margins are actually very tight,
Very, very thin. But I think, right, if you're looking at Europe, it depends on Europe. They could make the Europa Conference. But Champions League spots,
probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay. And I think the next couple of games they're having they're having games against Spurs, Liverpool. Yeah, the next 4 games will actually.
So they have PSG next, then they have Liverpool, then Man City, then Brentford, then Spurs, then Aston Villa. That's basically one, man.
Exactly. So basically, everyone who's trying to get into Europe. So the results they get in those games would actually tell us if they're going to make Europe or not.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so let's go to the next fixture. And this was Chelsea Crystal Palace. So it's really a mess at Palace right now. Even with Mateta submitting a transfer request, he's still playing because obviously Glasner, I think he's checked out. Do you think the best thing would have been to just sack him based on the comments he made? Or do you think them still playing him is putting themselves in jeopardy to go further down the table?
I think, I know what he said, right? But it doesn't make sense sacking him and then him going to pay off when you consider the fact that his contract is up in the summer, right? Yeah, it was a stupid thing to say, but it doesn't make any sense sacking him. I mean, he's the most successful manager as in Palace's history, the most successful. So, I would say yes, just give him the time. But if Palace bad results continue, then you probably might be looking at, should we cut ties? Because right now they are just 8 points away from the relegation zone, and I don't think they've not won a game since December. They've not won a league game since December 7th. Yeah. So it's been, I think, 12 games without a win.
Yeah, since Fulham, actually. Quite bad. Exactly.
But Glasner, his continuous bickering and his complaints, it won't do him any good, especially if he's looking to get a new job.
A new club, yeah? Yeah, I'm thinking.
So, as in, people will look at him and as in, oh, was this the guy we're looking at? Like, he can't even win games. Like, okay, if these bad moments come, or if these challenging times come,
you know,
how would
you can't trust him.
He would be able, you understand? So it doesn't. What he's doing, it doesn't help himself. It doesn't help the club. I think he should knuckle down. And him asking for signings, like, it's stupid. You literally
you're
asking
about
for
to go now.
signings.
So what's the point on getting a signing for you when you're about to leave?
Exactly, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but then again, if you're so concerned, you feel like they have a very thin squad, maybe loan moves.
Nah, not even loan moves. Like, oh yeah, loan moves will be fine if they can get some loan moves, right? But I mean, he's leaving at the end of the. He's leaving this summer at the end of the season. Doesn't make any sense. But like you said, loan moves will be fine. They could see 1 or 2 players as to get. As in, I mean, this guy has gone. What's his name? Gehi has gone.
Yeah.
In the summer, Izzy has gone. Like the squad is just basically being ripped apart. And next season, especially if Mateta leaves, next season, if they are not careful, right, they might just get in a relegation scrap,
Yeah.
depending on the manager they get.
Yeah. And so, and Okeogan's comment is very correct. Glasner's comments are like Amorim's comments, which caused his sack and gave rise to the Carrick result. But as Ibuka rightly said, I don't think the Palace hierarchy are keen
He's
on
the most
sacking
successful
him.
manager. I mean, he's the most successful manager in Palace's history, and if they sack him now, it's literally riot.
Yeah, but do you think he can turn it around?
So the thing is, if Palace don't win games for longer and they get closer to being drawn in a relegation scrap, he might just be fired. That's what it's going to be. So the next 2 months for Palace are critical, and Glasner himself, because if this winless streak continues, the jobs that, because I remember for United were like, oh, they're looking at Glasner, but then when they're seeing all this, oops, the name was just cancelled from the managerial list. Okay, you know what? Now we ain't getting this guy, so he should be careful.
Yeah,
because he would definitely be good looking at going to another club.
Okay, so let's talk Rosinho. 5 games in, 4 wins, and of course the loss to Arsenal, where his team actually played very well as well. What's your take on him taking over from Maresca? They're basically playing the same formation, but have you seen anything different in Rosinho's style compared to what Maresca was doing before he got sacked?
Well, I would say Chelsea is a team where managerial bounces are there, right? And I was really skeptical for this Palace's match. I kind of like, okay, how would they be able to beat Palace? But yeah, they did. They got the job done. I'm still really. They've not actually impressed me, like I must say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they haven't, because they were literally they were outplayed against Brentford.
Yeah, Sancho had a very good game that day.
Yeah, against Pafos in the Champions League. I mean, it was just they tried.
They labored for a win there.
They labored for a win. Arsenal game, okay, yes. Then now today, Palace were 10 men. Yeah, I mean, the first 60 minutes for them was brilliant, right? Really, really brilliant. But and their next couple of games, you could say, I mean, they have West Ham,
Wolves, Burnley, and
I've literally stacked up all Chelsea players in my fantasy Premier League because those next fixtures. So those next fixtures are like very good. But I think what will tell me more about Chelsea, I don't know. I think Napoli, right? Playing Napoli in the Champions League. I would love to see what Chelsea do.
Then again, where are they on the what they call it, the Champions League table? I think I'd like to see that.
They're the top 8. Every English team.
Oh, they're actually 8. Oh, wow.
Yeah, every English team is in the top 8 aside City.
Except City. Yeah, true. But they all have the same points, though.
Yeah, they all have the same points, but like I said, right, it's all about that game against Napoli. If they can be able to get a win, I don't think a draw will be enough. I don't think so. But if they can get a win against Napoli, and that's where I would be able to understand, okay, what plan Rosinho has for Chelsea going forward.
True. Because Okeoga in aligning with what you said, because can he really turn it around? They're in downward spiral, and if not, they'll get a relegation dogfight. Well, it's time for some nice hit watch. I wish Due Apa was here, but
but I told you guys, but I said it. I never rated Arne Slot the same way I never rated Amorim. And Doye, his money will definitely come into my pocket. I've told him to start saving 20,000 per month. It won't be bad. Month end 20k, and he gives me my 100,000 because I was definitely sure Liverpool will not make top 3.
Yes, and that brings me to this comment from Caleb Fiseha. Good to have you on the channel, Caleb. Said the easiest way for Liverpool to qualify for the Champions League is to win the Champions League. But do you think? But do you think right now they are 36 points, just 1 point behind Chelsea, 2 points behind Man U? Do you think they can at least nip one of those slots? Because you remember Champions League is for 5 teams, right?
Yeah, it's for 5 teams.
So they should, so if okay, maybe the form that Villa, City, and Arsenal are gunning for the title, so they're kind of far apart. But for Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U, what team do you think would miss out?
I'm taking a look at Liverpool's next run of fixtures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the next run of fixtures,
Newcastle, Man City, Sunderland, Brighton, Forest.
I'll be surprised if an slot is fired by the end of February.
Oh, really?
I won't be surprised if he's fired by the end of February because I don't see them beating Newcastle at Anfield.
Newcastle, they struggle away now.
I know, but I just don't see them beating Newcastle at Anfield. I mean, Liverpool could not defeat Burnley at Anfield. They couldn't defeat Leeds at Anfield. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And it's I don't see them beating Newcastle City. It's just the truth. And then after that, they have Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. I don't know, but if they have a run of bad results and then Liverpool crash out in the FA Cup against Brighton, that's an slot gone.
Mm.
And my fear, I hope they don't get Xabi Alonso. I hope.
He's available in the market and he'll be the obvious choice.
I know. I hope they don't get Alonso because if they do, it's
a problem. Yeah.
It's a. Do you know? As I speak to you right now, Alonso has. He started. Okay, his first league campaign was in 22-23 season.
Hmm?
Alonso has managed 22-23, 23-24, 24-25, 25-26.
Mm-hmm.
He has managed over 130 league games.
Okay.
In all these games, he's lost only 12 matches.
Wow. Oh yeah, he had the unbeaten run at Leverkusen. Yeah.
Exactly.
But then again, even in Madrid, he actually didn't lose.
Only 2 games lost.
Just 2 losses.
2 losses in the league with Madrid.
Those guys in Spain
3
are
losses
crazy, man.
with Bayer Leverkusen of 24-25 season, 0 losses 23-24, and I think 6 losses with Leverkusen in the first interim season.
Yeah,
That is all the losses he's had in. Sorry, I said in his league career. Sorry, in his entirety.
Entire career. Okay. Because you need to add the European games he lost too.
Yeah, in his entire career, 12 games he's lost. Because remember, 23-24, he literally went unbeaten in Germany. And he lost only the Europa League final. Last year, he lost only 3 games, right, in the league, and he got knocked out in the DFB Pokal. For Madrid this season, he's lost 2 games in the league, he's lost 2 games in the Champions League. So in the entirety of his career, since 2023, 12 losses.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
That's not just impressive, that is as a generational manager.
Exceptional, I agree. You know, and this is a good question from Okeogan. Was slot swing a fluke, or was he Arsenal handing them the title?
Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question comfortably. Last season, and Enigma here can actually respond to what my take. I said last season was a team slot had prepared for the next manager coming in. So literally, remember he didn't buy any player.
Just Chiesa.
Only Chiesa. Literally the same team. The only trick he did was, Gravenberch, DM. That was it. And I said something after the end of last season. I said, the more Liverpool becomes a slot team, the worse Liverpool are going to get. Did I say it?
Yeah, you did actually. You did.
The worse Liverpool, or the more Liverpool become a slot team, the worse Liverpool are going to get. I said it, and literally that's what's now happening.
True. Okay, so let's look at other key fixtures. We just brushed through them quickly. Oh my God, Tottenham. They were this close to suffering an embarrassing defeat.
Yeah, before you land, you know what's actually pissing me off?
Yeah.
about Spurs. The fact that Amorim met these guys, Ruben Amorim met these guys 4 times and he didn't win one single game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's no way. See, there's something I say, like I tell myself right now. The more United plays, right, and how Amorim is being left in the background, right, the more teams are going to recognize how bad Ruben Amorim was in
Yeah.
hindsight. And by the time that happens, Amorim will not get a job outside the Portuguese league anymore. And I don't think he will.
Yeah.
Liverpool and what's it called? West Ham, they overlooked him for their managerial role. And right now we can see the damage he did to United in hindsight.
Mm-hmm,
And the fact
mm-hmm.
that he played this sports side and he couldn't win one game. This sports side are the worst sports side ever. Yeah, they won the Europa League last season. But you can't take it
Yeah.
that the worst. Like somebody said this Spurs is Dr. Tottenham and Mr. Spurs and Mr. Hotspur. Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Tottenham and Mr. Hotspur. Because in Europe, going back to last season, Spurs has won 63% of their games in Europe.
Yeah.
Spurs has won 28% of their league games out of, I think, 72 or so. Christ.
And it's even worse when you think of their home record. Their home record has been very, very,
Oh
very
my God.
terrible.
It's
They're actually second to last in the table with home record. 2 wins, 3 draws, and 6 defeats.
Are you kidding me? Second to
Yeah.
last. I never saw
Yeah,
that.
only Wolves has a worse record than them this season. Even West Ham, with the 2 wins that Espirito Santo has come above Spurs. So the question now is it high time to let go of Thomas Frank?
People say, will you say let go of him? Because people say this Postecoglou was faced with the same problems, right? Now Thomas Frank has come in and he's still faced with the same problems. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Should it be about sacking Frank? I mean, in Europe, they've been good. You understand? In Europe, they've been good, but in the league, they've been bad, as bad as can be. I think because of what he's done in Europe so far, you can at least afford to give Thomas Frank some time. And I think he's still in the FA Cup, right?
No. He lost.
Oh, he was not out. Yeah, he lost to Villa.
He lost to Villa.
Yeah, okay.
But then again, let's look at January. He has signed Conor Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
Then he signed that young guy, Savio, about to get Andrew Robertson. I do not play that can
Who Savio? Who did he sign?
Sousa, 17-year-old left back.
No. So Robertson coming in. Robertson could help. I mean, yes, Robertson could help. But I mean,
but their defense has really been poor, though. Tottenham has really, really been poor.
So I think probably they need to get a defensive coach because the defense has been poor. Give Thomas Frank to the end of the season because based on what they've done in Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know their fixtures. So what's their next set of fixtures? I don't know.
So they have Frankfurt next in the Champions League. Then they have Man City. After Man City, they have Man United. After Man United, they have Newcastle. After Newcastle, they have Arsenal.
Oh my! He might be sacked. I'm sorry. If he doesn't get the results required. I'm sorry.
And February is crazy for sports actually. No,
City, United, Newcastle, Arsenal. Oh my God!
Back to back.
Oh my God!
At least he can count on Romero. Romero has turned into a striker. He's basically scoring every game right now.
He got them a point against Burnley. He got them a point against Newcastle. I mean, he's just the leader, and that's why he's captain.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's go to the next fixture, and this is Harry Wilson doing the Lord's work again at Fulham. For some reason, why do folks keep ignoring him in their FPL team? Is it because they have more glossy options?
He's in my FPL team, bro.
Oh, nice. I mean,
I saw the form. Like I saw his form. Although he's going out this week. He's going out this week for Enzo. Yeah, but I saw his his run. I saw how he played for Wales against North Macedonia and basically for Fulham. The crazy part is Wilson is out of contract at the end of the season.
Yeah, for free. I'm quite shocked. And he hasn't renewed yet. I think he's trying to bet on himself.
No, he should. For me, I don't think if he goes out of Fulham, I think it's downhill all the way from there because he's had his time, right? He's had
Yeah,
his. There are some players where, I mean, they're just good in the environment where they are.
true,
Harry
true,
Wilson is
true.
not that player who would get into a top six side and make changes. So he should just take the contract he's been offered, except probably he's going for a payday, a huge payday somewhere else. But this season he's been good. And there's something about players playing crazily well when their contract is about expiring. I just
True,
don't know what that is. But
true.
everybody does it. Rashford, Salah, now Wilson. You
Yeah,
understand?
even Brady too.
If yeah, Gehi, everybody playing immensely well. So, but what a free kick! What a free kick!
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
Brugge should have done better. And then Chukwueze, the pass from Anderson.
Oh yeah, that was mad. That was
That
too
was
mad.
glorious.
Yeah, Anderson has always been a very good passer actually.
Yeah,
So even in his Crystal Palace days, I
yeah.
agree. But Brighton, their away form is quite terrible. They kind of tend to struggle a lot away. And Hustler's team, I don't know, they don't just have this identity. They just seem out of sorts. And even the Baleba doesn't even play for them anymore. I think they need to do more because he's losing João Pedro. The attack, obviously, Welbeck is trying his best, but Welbeck cannot give them that much. He's an old man right now. Where do you think Brighton would be next season? Same mid table?
I hate Brighton. I hope they get relegated every single time. The Manchester United's boogie team. I hate
Uh-huh.
Brighton. I hope they get relegated this season, and I hope they get relegated next season, and the next season after I hope they get relegated. I hate this team. I hate them. But like I would say, right? I think it's probably mid-table because they are so inconsistent.
Yeah.
They have sometimes they have some players who step up the plate. You have Welbeck performing, then the next thing he goes off, then you get Mitoma stepping up, then you get Gruder or Hinshelwood. So that's what happens with Brighton, right? So I think come the end of the season, it's probably going to be mid-table. I think Welbeck will be out of contract also.
Yes, Welbeck are so out of contract.
Yeah, they need to replace his goals, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to replace his goals.
Yeah, but Ikechukwu has a contrary opinion to you. He said that Harry Wilson was great at Liverpool, and Liverpool messed up.
No,
in
he
7
wasn't.
years.
He wasn't. He wasn't great. He wasn't
Yeah,
like.
he
I mean,
even
Harvey
played
Elliott
for
was
them
better.
now.
Harvey Elliott was better, right? And if Harry Wilson is not going to renew, Fulham should probably go get Harvey Elliott.
Oh yeah,
Fulham
yeah.
should go get Harvey Elliott. Yeah, it's a
Mm-hmm.
like replacement.
Yeah,
for
so
Wilson.
and Okeoga has a very good comment here. He's in rich vein of form, doing well because of the contract. For some reason, when you sign the contract like Salah and Aubameyang, you
There's
just
so many. Yeah, when they sign the contract, the performance level is just deep.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's quite. Even Rashford had the same thing. If you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's look at West Ham. I think it's okay for them now, or do you think they will still be sorting to their relegation
There was,
fight?
there's something about West Ham I've always said, and I said it back then. Lucas Paqueta is not a player that should be playing for a team that's in a relegation dogfight. Lucas Paqueta is more of like a fancy player,
Yeah,
like really, really fancy, right? And I mean, he's not there for the fight. I don't know why they're still rejecting offers for him to go to Flamengo.
yeah,
Paqueta
yeah.
got the
Pay
amount.
the money and find someone else.
Everybody applaud the amount and fling the guy to Brazil. I'm telling you, like you can see, he's not started the past 2 games. A win against Tottenham, a win against Sunderland, and guess the difference. The difference is Matthews Fernandez, one player.
Yeah, man, that guy, his shooting is amazing, man.
Not just the shooting, but if you play him, Matthews Fernandez for me, right? When Bruno Fernandez leaves, just remove the Bruno and replace it with Matthews.
Haha.
Oh, that lad! I watched him at Southampton.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, they got relegated, right?
Exactly, yes. Enigma, you can take this right now, take it to the bank or whoever is listening. Matthew Fernandez is heading for the very top of football, the very, very top. He's just 21 and he already plays like a leader. I'm telling you.
I agree.
United
But
are looking
Sunderland,
for midfielders. This is one of the options I'll be looking at.
Yeah, but he's more like a Ruben Neves kind. He's not necessarily a combative midfielder, but can someone like him play alongside Maino? I don't think so. I think he'll play the minor role. It's more box to box.
See, so yeah, exactly. He plays like the Kobe Mainu role, right? But I will play him in a flat midfield three. No, a midfield three that doesn't have like a 10, but more of like a flat midfield three. And as in, of course, United, like my club will be looking for the players in the summer. I have my list, and I hope they don't go out of that list. But on that list, Carlos Baliba is not there, please. I don't want to
Yeah,
see
I think he's done. He's done.
I don't want to see him in United. But Jarrod Bowen, thanks, Bowen. I can never sell you my FPL team. Never.
I had him for a while, and I sold him for that useless Thiago.
He's a talisman.
I'm tired of that forward slot in FPL. There are too many useless strikers, man.
So this Bowen was like,
it was amazing. It was amazing.
Somerville is literally on fire.
Yeah, I think Spurs were trying to go for Somerville too this summer.
Yeah, Spurs tried great for him, but yeah, he ended up at West Ham, and West Ham I think they now have a team that's pulling in the right direction. And in the game against Chelsea, right? I think probably I don't see Chelsea winning that game.
No, Chelsea might win. Their away form is still very shaky. West Ham
I know. But I'm telling you, as in this West Ham I'm seeing right now, they're all pulling in the same direction. And I don't see Chelsea winning. I think West Ham will come away with the result. That's not for me.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's look at the final fixture. Forest Brentford. Brentford is just one team that just baffles me every time. The game you would think they would do well, they will struggle. The game you think they will struggle, they will do well. Like, I'm just tired, man. So this was a good win for Sean Dyche. It's also good to see our boy Taiwo Awoniyi score. He hasn't really gotten any action in quite a long while. What was your take on the game between Brentford and Forest?
It was a game I actually thought Brentford would win, considering the fact that Forest had Thursday midweek exertion. Son Dyche, sometimes he just comes up with these results, especially when they are struggling. He's been known to keep teams out of the bottom three.
Yeah.
If West Ham hadn't won yesterday, it would have probably been halfway saying, okay, Forest.
Different outcome, yeah.
Yeah, Forest are safe. But everybody's still dragged into that relegation dogfight. Everybody's still fighting for Europe. It's a weird Premier League season.
Yeah.
Weirdly weird Premier League
season. The margins are just too damn tight.
Exactly. For Brentford, they've punched way above their weight. I actually tipped them for relegation this season.
Yeah, we thought the people they sold, right?
Yeah. But they've been great. They've been good. They've been getting these results. But yes, today wasn't just their day. It was
fair enough. Okay, of course, it's an outstanding fixture. For some reason, Man U and Everton, their games tend to always be on Mondays. But they are playing Leeds. I know when they play this fixture toward the early part of the campaign, so the 1-0 win for Leeds, the penalty from Lucas Mecha. Do you think Moyes will to just get a simple result here, or do you think Daniel Farke has a surprise for him in store?
I think it's going to be a draw. Iliman Ndiaye is back for Everton. He's their talisman.
Yeah.
I see him probably scoring a goal. Leeds, Calvert-Lewin. But it's going to be a really, really drab affair.
I'm certain I'm not going to watch it, man. For some
Definitely.
reason, Monday night game just have this boringness about it.
Exactly. Except for United Bournemouth, which was 4-4.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a very good one.
So I think it's going to end in a draw, but really, really drab game and a 1-0 draw.
Awesome. So, surprise of the week, what was yours?
Wow.
Man United winning.
No, but I told you yesterday that United were going to get a result. I know United would not lose, although I actually predicted a 2-2 draw, right, yesterday.
Yeah.
I predicted a 2-2 draw. But my surprise of the week, now that's something I might be looking at. I would say Forest defeating Brentford.
True.
Yeah, Forest defeating Brentford is because the fact that Brentford has been on the up, Forest had an away Champions League game and then flew to London. You understand? I actually felt, okay, you know what? Brentford were going to win the game. And the fact that Brentford didn't even come up, didn't even get a draw, I think that's my surprise of the week.
Yeah, true. Okay, so let's look at the injury, watch. In the game week, we had injuries for, okay, yeah, even Ike surprise of the week was the Forest win as well. So we had Joseph Gomez, Konate unfortunately lost his dad and was given the day off, to go back home and, sort out his family issues. But the Joe Gomez that was brought in his stead, of course, suffered yet another injury. This one has been very unfortunate in his time at Liverpool. Brentford had a double injury lag with Seb van den Berg and Damsgaard out. Joe Linton also suffered an injury in the Villa game, as well as Tillemans. And of course, Dogu had like a hamstring strain, when he fell. And that challenge is White. So looking at this now, who has the biggest impact in not being available for their team?
I thought, what's his name? Christoph Aya was injured for Brentford.
Oh, was it Aya or Damsgaard?
Aya and Damsgaard were injured.
Oh, yeah. Aya was also injured. I forgot to add that. Yes. Yeah, it was a very, very crazy game for them. Losing 3 key players and still
exactly
getting the L again too.
So I think yes, as in it's Brentford is going to affect the most. Was Seb van den Berg injured? Are you sure?
Yeah, I think he was. Let me check it.
No. He came on. He came on for Aya. I think it was supposed to be
Aya. Yeah, I swapped it. Yeah. It was Aya. Yeah, because Van den Berg has actually been on the bench for quite a while.
Exactly.
And finally, yeah.
So I think the fact that Christoph Aya and Damsgaard, right? Brentford losing as in Aya he's been immense. He and Collins in that Brentford defense, they've been very, very good. So I think it's going to affect Brentford. Like it's going to really, really affect them.
Yeah.
Damsgaard is their creative outlet, but I think they should have a replacement in Dango Ouattara.
And Dango actually came on for him.
Exactly. Joelinton injured?
Yeah, he got injured in the game.
And they have Joelinton and Bruno out?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's gonna be tough for them, man.
Oh my. It is gonna be tough. Oh my, I think I probably think it might just be Newcastle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think like wow, no, I didn't know that. Like having Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes out, that's literally their midfield gone.
Yeah, so they'll probably have Tonali, Miley, and they'll bring Joe Willock back. Willock came on as a sub.
Oh, no.
He has not been active for them in a long time.
I think they've also got really tough fixtures coming up, so it ain't going to be easy. So they've got PSG, Liverpool, City, Brentford, Spurs, Villa, City.
Crazy.
Yeah, okay.
But I think the second leg in the EFL Cup, they'll probably just play kids in that one. Since they've lost the first leg at home, there's no point, going out there.
But at the end of the day, I think it's going to affect Newcastle the most. Like, they are going to be the biggest losers.
True. Okay, so let's look at the Premier League table right now. In the bottom half, are there any teams here you feel that can go to the top?
Oh my God, it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. Seriously, I don't see anyone.
Even Everton?
Okay, Everton might. Okay, it depends on who's in 10th and how many points. So Everton is in 32 -1. Sunderland in 10th -2. Oh, okay. Everton might just take over from Sunderland.
Yeah, but are they going to stay there, or do you think Sunderland will come back?
Sunderland, like it's getting really tough. You can see one win in their last 5. But Sunderland should be able to defeat Burnley. So Sunderland should be coming back up. So I think in the bottom 10, I see Everton moving into the top half. Yeah, Sunderland going into the bottom half. And in the top half, so right now I would say United is going to be really, really, really pushing for daylight between them and
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah. So I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think
Liverpool are winless in their last 5.
Yep. 4 draws and a loss.
Whoa.
Yeah, right now.
There's something I want to check right now. Can I see the bottom half?
Many teams are not in form, actually.
Oh, United is the only unbeaten team in their last 5. Go carry. Yes. This is
But Carrick has had 2 games. Come on, Amorim has some games in there.
Amorim was useless. Can't you see DDD? Like how in the world can you draw Wolves, Leeds, and then Fletcher drew Burnley?
Yeah, that was strange though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and those are actually very winnable games. True.
Very winnable games. We should have been 6 points from the top. Like beat Wolves, extra 2 points, beat Burnley, extra 2 points, beat Leeds, extra 2 points. We should have been as in right up there, 6 points away from the top.
Yeah, true.
But then Ruben Amorim happened.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so let's go to the predictions. In the last game week, we had Reward, Dom, and Rory. You can see the amount of reds.
Oh no, you had Reward?
Yeah, he came around.
From the empty stands.
Yeah, he made his debut. Yeah, you can probably check out the video. Very calm, chill guy, man.
Of course, we hang out sometimes. He's here in Toronto.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So he had a terrible run. Out of the 9 games, he predicted only 3. Dom did 2. Andy or Rory or Holoman did 4. And the other predicted a draw.
What is his name? Is his name Rory or Andy?
No, his name is Rory, but he just became Andy today because of the Arsenal result. Yeah. Very epic. Okay, so let's go to the predictions. I guess it's just you today. Brighton, Everton.
Saturday, right? Yeah, Brighton to win that one. 2-0.
Leeds, Arsenal.
Oh my God. Arsenal need a result badly. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a rout. 4-0.
Arsenal.
And if Arsenal 4-0 to Arsenal. And if Arsenal don't defeat Leeds by at least 3-goal margin, then they are not willing to, like, if I see a 1-0 Arsenal win, I know Arsenal is not ready to win that title. I'm telling you. If I see a 1-0 Arsenal win, I'll take it. Arsenal is not ready to win this title. It should be a whitewash.
Then again, the first leg was 5-0, so let's see how that goes. Okay, Wolves, Bournemouth.
Wolves are gonna get the draw in this. I see a 2-2 draw.
Chelsea, West Ham.
Like I said, I don't see Chelsea winning this. So for this one, I see a 1-1 draw.
Liverpool, Newcastle.
So Liverpool has been terrible. Newcastle has been terrible away from home. It's a late kickoff. But if Newcastle are missing Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes, probably going to be a 2-1 Liverpool win.
Aston Villa, Brentford.
Villa, I would say Villa 2, Villa 3, Brentford 1.
Man United, Fulham.
I mean, United are on fire. United is coasting, like, and especially as in on the with the 2 games we've just won. On the back of these 2 games we've just won,
confidence.
You have very. I think United will be high, very high on confidence, and Fulham will just like, okay, you know what? Let's just walk into Old Trafford, like, get the beating and go back home. So for this, I'm going to say United 3, Fulham 0.
Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace.
Two drab teams, man. This is probably going to be a 0-0 or 1-1 or 1-1 draw, but I think a 1-0. You know the thing, right? It's funny. Do Forest have a midweek game?
Okay, hold on. Let me verify that. I know they were struggling with the Europa League. So they have, yes, Ferencváros in the Europa League. Yeah.
And Palace?
Yeah. Palace will have their conference league game. Palace has
No,
Palace doesn't have any game.
Okay, they don't?
Yeah, their conference league game against Zrinjski Mostar. Oh my God, what kind of team is this? It's in 19th February. Zrinjski Mostar. Where the hell are they from?
Okay, so
from Bosnia.
No midweek game for Palace. Okay.
Yeah, they have a week off. While Nottingham Forest has a Europa League game against Ferencváros.
Okay, so I think what's gonna happen is, Palace are gonna win that 1-0. Or
Okay.
2, let's say 2-0. 2-0.
Spurs Man City.
Man City, man. Man City, Spurs 1, Man City 4. Haaland is going to score a hat trick against Spurs.
We did sack Frank at that point, or he still stay.
No, they'll still leave him. They'll still leave him. But it's going to be 1-4.
Okay. Then finally, Sunderland Burnley.
Sunderland Burnley. So you know the funny thing, right? Burnley have actually drawn United, drawn Liverpool, drawn Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Burnley's gonna win here. Burnley's gonna hand Sunderland their first defeat. So Sunderland nil, Burnley 1.
Awesome. Okay, so this brings us to the end of today's video. Ibuka, as always, I enjoy having you on the channel. Thank you so much for the expert analysis you always drop. So what was your final thoughts on the entire game week?
Yeah, game week of quite a number of strange results. Number one being the Forest game. Also Villa at Newcastle. So many away wins this week. I think it's one of the game weeks where we've had a high number of away wins, right? But yeah, United top 4 for the very first time since May 2023.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Top 4 for the very first time. Just
it's funny how we take all these things for granted.
Exactly.
Remember that year when it was always Ferguson and Wenger, then it became top 4. Then at some point, we were not even going to Europe anymore. We're not in the trenches of Europa. Exactly. Then we just came back to Champions League contention.
Everybody came back to Champions League, exactly. So I feel, yes, the game week was like a game week of so many away wins, surprising results. But yeah, what I'm glad about is a game week where United returned to the top 4 for the first time in almost 3 years. So yeah, on that note, I'm pleased about the game week.
Nice. All right, man. Of course, before we were on the chat, the OGs, Farouk, Okyogan, Ikechukwu, and the rest of the crew, thanks for really being with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye, fam.
All right.